Welcome and thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe to the channel so that you get all the videos that I upload. Please give the video a thumbs up and share the video. In this video, I will take you through 3 simple questions to demonstrate the use of random number generator functions. The first question says, write a program to generate a single random number. Let us head over to VS Code and write this solution. For the first one, I will say solution number 1. .cpp. That will be a simple name of the file, and then I would need to include the IOStream library because I'll have to see out or display the random number generators that I am generating. So in those 2 lines, I've used the preprocessor to add the header file IOStream, which I will use C out and C in from. And then this here, the C out and C in functions are defined in the std namespace. So that's the reason why I've added those 2 there. And then for every C++ program, you need a main. That is your entry point of your program. And then at the end, I'll just return 0 to show that my program has ran successfully and then it has reached this point. To generate a random number, you need the rand function. So this function here will generate a random number for you. In fact, a sequence of random numbers, and then since you are calling it once, it will give you the first one in the sequence, and then this function is defined in the cstdl lib cstd lib header file, and then I will just say cout to display the first random number that is generated. And then if you run this code, there is the random number 41. However, this will always give you 41 because of the seed is always 1, right? If you do not write the srand function, it will always give you 41 as the first one, right? I will run this multiple times, it will give you 41. So if you want to get different random numbers, you should define your own seed. So you define your seed using the srand function and then put in the time function so that every time you run your code, this has a different seed. This srand function is also defined in this header file. The time function now, as you see, it is complaining. It's because this is not defined. As you can see, time is undefined. This is defined in the time.h header file. So I'll put that time.h header file, and then everything should be okay now. Save that, run. As you can see, I'm getting a different random number. 2115, 2128, 2141, blah 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 blah. It is a different random number every time. So this here, srand, is the one that is used to generate a different random number sequence depending on the seed that it is passed in. So that's the solution for question number 1. Moving on to question number 2. Question number 2 says, write a program to generate random numbers that are less than 50. So I guess they are between 0 and 50. We can do that. And then, so the next file, I will name this solution2.cpp. And then I'll just copy over this so that I'm quicker, because I will use all those header files anyways. So instead of just writing that all again, let me just copy and paste. Okay, from here now, instead of just generating random numbers, I want all these random numbers generated to be less than 50. As you can see, currently I'm generating random numbers that are more than 50. They are 2000. So to do that, from what your rand function is generating, right, same code, you need that seed so that you get a different sequence every time, and then this is the function you use to get random numbers. Now, for you now to sort of like cap or restrict your numbers from passing a certain value, which is 50 in this case, we use the mod operator and then put in your maximum number. So this is called the upper limit. So you are limiting the result of that function below 50. So now we'll never get a random number, at least the combination of the two, it will never be more than 50. Run that. As you can see, 49, 9, 16, 22, 29. So if you keep running, you will see that all the random numbers that are being generated are definitely less than 50. So to cap your result, because it's a combination now, it's an operation, right? Whatever is generated by that function, it will be mod by 50, and then it will be definitely less than 50. So now the second question has been answered. The third and last question reads, write a program in C++ to generate random integers in the range 3 and 150. So the difference now from this question to this one is that here we were setting our upper limit. This question now wants us to set both the upper limit and the lower limit. Now let's head over to VS Code, and then the third file now, same sequence, solution3.cpp, and then I'll copy over again so that I don't write this. So now as you can see, when you run, it's obviously numbers that will be less than 50 and then greater than 0. But now we want numbers that are between 3 and 150, right, in the range of 3 and 150. So now to do that, now on this initial formula you extend that, right? So initially it is your srand function, and then what you do is that you put in brackets here, the first brackets, right? And then outside this you add your lower bound. Your lower bound in this case is 3. And then you come in here, you mod, right? And then open brackets, there is a function here. The function says upper bound, which is 150, minus lower bound, which is 3, plus a 1. That formula will make sure that the result of this here will generate random numbers that are between and including 3 and 150. Upper bound, lower bound. Let us test that. 128, that is in the range. 144, 3, 6, 12, 16, right? But this thing of running once takes time. Let's just add a for loop there so that we see all the random numbers that are generated now in the entire sequence, because what you are seeing now is only one number, the first number of the sequence. Now to see all the random numbers that are generated, I will start this at 0 or at 1, and then I will say it must run, let me see, 10 random numbers for every generation. And then there, this loop will run 10 times, right? Save the code, and then let's see the sequence. Oh, it would help if I would end line so that they are on different lines. End line, rerun that. Then as you can see, 73, 66, 9, 96, 145, those are all between 3 and 150. Let me run. So on the sequence that's generated, you can get there's more than 10 numbers in this sequence. You can output 15, 100, 25, whichever one. Let me increase it to 20 and you can see. So it's up to you. So if you check properly and closely, you'll see that all these numbers are between 3 and 150. So that is how you limit or you set or reset your upper bound and lower bound. For you to set the upper bound is you just mod by the upper bound. For you to set the lower and upper bound, this is the formula I use. Let me make these very close so that you can see that it will never go above these 2 bounds. So it will be between 100 now and 150. So all the 3 questions are answered now. I just wanna demonstrate that this does not go beyond the bounds. It will generate numbers between 100 and 150. So look at the 139, 127, 134, 116, 100, 109, 101, 103, 118, 148, 100, 137, 150. So do you see the numbers that are generated will be in the range upper bound and lower bound. So that is how you use the random number function generator. I hope you understood and enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.